Hiya, I'm Jasper, and welcome to your video review for Shut In. It's a movie starring people that I haven't seen anything else, and I don't think I will. So, as always, I'm going to give you the good, the bad, and the furry. To start off the furry, there isn't any. Moving on. So, before I even get into the good and the bad, trying to watch this was a nightmare. Because it's only available from the Daily Wire. I have a 2021 TV from a major manufacturer. And there is no app for the Daily Wire for it, which means you can't just hit the cast to TV button to watch it on there, or can you just load it up from there? And the browser that's built into TV won't bring up any videos from the Daily Wire website. So, you either have to watch it on a small screen, or you can have your whole, phone or whatever mirrored to the TV. But the thing is that most phones don't have the 16:9 ratio of the TVs. They have a longer aspect ratio. And the app that is on phones doesn't let you rotate to landscape until the video actually starts. Like nowhere else on the site, like even if you have the phone rotation on and you're having it horizontal, it'll be like fuck you, I'm vertical until you hit the actual play button for this video. And then it'll go widescreen. But if you try and switch the project to TV thing to have the TV's aspect ratio, that switch from vertical orientation to horizontal to TV's aspect ratio resets the app back to the home screen, which is bullshit. On top of that, trying to find this movie, I literally put in the app, in the search bar, Shut In. And you know what came up? 98 results, and none of them were this fucking movie. So, this movie was not searchable on their website. Oh, a couple of reviews for it, a couple of behind-the-scenes interviews for it were, but the actual movie, the only way to get to it via the app was to click the little play button, scroll until you just happen to come across the movie. What kind of fucking bullshit is that? You want to become the next entertainment thing, and you don't know how to have an app that isn't totally fucking garbage. Okay, so if the app is any indication of what this movie is like, guess what? You're right. This movie was total shit. I hated every minute of this movie. It was every stupid thing you could think of in a horror movie of a, scared white woman running away from things. Like every trope that you can imagine that could be in a film that doesn't have supernatural elements was in this movie. Okay? So she somehow gets locked in a pantry. Now, if it was a pantry was this size and she's can't get out, maybe I can understand that. But this pantry is the size of my fucking room. It's gigantic. She could get a running start kick. And you see her try shoulder things and whatever else. And, okay, here's my review. Thumbs down. Now I'm getting into spoilers, okay? Spoiler alert. So she can't get out of this fucking room, right? Until, oh wait, she finally does. So I'm skipping ahead quite a bit. I'll go back, don't worry. But I'm skipping ahead. She gets out of the room and her kid, who she has said, hey, lock yourself in the room to keep away from the pedophile. She locks herself in the room. And then guess what her mom does? Kicks in the door. The same style door that she couldn't get out of this entire fucking movie. Who she was like, hey kid, protect yourself from evil guy. You don't think the evil guy could maybe also kick down that door too? No? Okay, sure, whatever. So it just completely ruins the entire, 3/4 premise of this movie. And then, so she somehow convinces this dumb motherfucker that, oh, I'm hurt and I can't get any closer. Even assuming that this guy is that fucking stupid and that he first of all would fucking fall for that, and second of all that he wouldn't even, with a thing that's big enough, an opening that is big enough to fit his arm, he doesn't look under first to be like, hey, no, you're right in front of the door. Sure, whatever. So she stabs him in the hand, and fuck yeah for that, good job. And she pins his hand there, but then when her kid starts coming down, and he's and the kid gets within grabbing distance of this dude, which, I mean, it's a tiny human, whatever. Kids do stupid shit. Fine, whatever. Sure, she'll get within range of that guy. That makes total sense. Whatever. she's like, no, don't hurt the kid. And she's like begging and whatever else. You know what she should have done? She had a whole bunch of mason jars right there. Break one of those fuckers and go down the highway on him. You get what I'm saying? Like, you could solve that problem in about 30 seconds flat, okay? Just everything stupid. And then, so, I don't know if I just blacked out from how stupid this movie was or what, but she lights the inside of the closet on fire while she is inside. And you see the flames get from the floor to the ceiling of the closet. Now, it's not taking up the entire closet door, but she, I don't fucking know, passes out. And when she comes to, the fire is out, but she still can't get out. Like, I don't know about you, but when I generally think of, like, fires that have spread the length of a doorway made of wood, they don't generally just go out on their own, right? Yeah, okay. So, sure. And then she's like, oh, hey, this guy's maybe not dead yet. Let me not double tap to be sure when she finally gets out. So she takes his, and then she's like, oh, well, you know what? That bike is not a good thing. Let me try the vehicle. Oh, wait, I don't have the keys for the vehicle. That's right. And instead of breaking a window that her child would not be sitting in, she breaks the other window. Like, okay, fine, sure, maybe she doesn't know how to hotwire a car, fine, we can give them that, I guess. But, like, why are you keeping your kids out in the cold? Like, you made a big, like, you and the dude you stabbed made a big thing about how cold this store was, and like, oh, I'm so cold, like, you bring your kid out in this rain when you're just gonna go back inside, okay? And then you make this whole thing of, like, okay, I have not done drugs. I have no plans to do drugs anytime in the near future or in the far future. But I assume, based on movies that I've seen with drug people and just, you know, real life things that I've seen of drug people, I find it highly implausible that he's literally like, I'm gonna fucking shoot you if you don't do these drugs with me. Like, I don't know, seems like maybe he would just want more drugs for himself. Right? Like, isn't that kind of the meth addict thing if they want more drugs? But he's so, like, no, you're gonna fucking share these with me, or whatever his lines were. Okay, sure. And then she's like, no, but you gotta eat first. Honey, darling, Pooh Bear, like, suddenly change of everything. Yeah, he wouldn't be suspicious at all. And then he's like, what's in this? And she's like, my grandma's applesauce. It's so good, right? And he's like, yeah, so good. Let me just eat all of it. And then, of course, you know, oh, it turns out she poisoned it with the meth that he left there in the first place. Ha-ha, I got you. Like, cause, sure, I'm sure he wouldn't notice the taste of meth. I don't know what meth tastes like, but I assume it's not your grandma's applesauce. So, you know, he ODs and she, I don't know, stabs him or... No, oh, that's right. She shoves him out the window. Like, you know, when the police come by, they're gonna be like, hey, most people don't fall backwards out of a window. Maybe he was pushed. So that just adds to this whole complicated thing that she has to explain to the authorities. But we fast forward after that, like, I don't know, 2 weeks later, because she's like mildly bandaged, but not everything's great. And she's like all happy with her kid and like, oh, look, we sold a bunch of those applesauces to the local place because, you know, grandma's apple recipe was in there. Okay, and that's ignoring the aside of, like, gotta get your religious symbology in there, so, like, you know, when she's trapped in the closet, she's just like, oh, and then, like, sees the cross, and then, like, the Bible provides, like, hundreds of dollars from, I'm assuming, a relative who saved up, and forgot what inflation was, so, sure, like, yeah, it was definitely religion that saved you, not, like, you know, wherewithal and a screwdriver. This movie was just, it was bad. It was stupid. It was bad. The dialogue was terrible. The music was forgettable, I guess, because I don't remember any of it on there, so I guess it wasn't horrible. The only thing that I will say is that even though the dialogue was shitty beyond reason, and the choices and the actions and everything else were stupid, the actors themselves delivered them fine. Like the actual acting itself wasn't terrible. But this movie overall gets a huge thumbs down. Definitely don't waste your time and do not waste your money. But if you already have a subscription to the Daily Wire or you just want to hate watch this film, fine. But after that, watch Run, Hide, Fight. I'll put my link in the description down below of my review of that video, which is also only available from Daily Wire. It has Thomas Jane in it and some chick who I hope gets in more things, but her name escapes me right now. That movie is badass. Phenomenal movie. Definitely watch that movie if you already have a subscription. But again, you probably can't fucking search for it on the app. You'll probably just have to scroll until you find it. I even went to the Daily Wire Entertainment tab in the app, and it was just advertisements for future shit that they're going to come out with, but not the actual movies that they already have out. Get your shit together, Daily Wire. What the fuck? Okay, so this movie, thumbs down. Don't watch it. Go watch Run, Hide, Fight. That's all I have for this one. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you at the next one. Bye.